Did you know that employee engagement is actually different from employee motivation? Well, in this video, I'm sharing the secret behind moving from an engaged employee to a motivated employee. You ready to hear it? Let's dive in. In this video, I'm going to share with you what fuels motivation, what's so important to watch out for when you do have employees that are engaged but low on motivation, and lastly, the secret sauce that self-motivated individuals are propelled by. Okay, so employee engagement versus employee motivation. This always reminds me of a colleague that I have, someone I've had the great pleasure of knowing, and it's the founder of Shazam. I don't know how many of you know about that app, Shazam. You're able to hold your phone up in the air and pull the name and the title, the artist of the music that you hear. I'm addicted to this thing. I use it all the time. Well, fortunately, I actually know the founder. His name is Chris Barton. And I was having a conversation with Chris not too long ago. And he said that as he was going through, the growth of his business and, traveling all over the world doing keynote engagements, so often he was asked, how do you stay so motivated? How do you stay so engaged in wanting to move this business forward? And he had been at it for a couple decades before it was sold to Apple. And he said that the key ingredient, what kept him so motivated for all those years, was the emotion that he felt for this product, for the service that he was offering. The anticipation, the gratitude, even the frustration and the anger. That emotional energy was the tie-in, was the fuel to move his business forward. And I'm here to tell you, that is the secret. That's the secret in moving from just having an engaged workforce to a highly motivated workforce who's also, because they're motivated, really highly engaged. Engagement and motivation aren't mutually exclusive, but it is possible to have an engaged employee that's running really low on motivation. And so I want to share with you a quick watch out for that very employee who is engaged in the work, but they're not necessarily motivated to move forward. But before I do, if you're digging this content, be sure to like, subscribe, or hit that little bell so that you can get notified anytime a new video pops. I'm always creating this content, trying to give value to the masses. So if you want to be one of the first who sees one of my new videos drop, be sure you're hitting that little bell or like or subscribe. All right, let's get back into it. So what if you have employees that are engaged but running a little bit low on motivation? Now, that can look like an employee who just seems to be going through the motions. They're actually delivering their work. They're delivering their work on time. They're showing up for meetings. They're showing up for calls, but they don't seem to be motivated to bring the best of themselves. They're not asking for ways that they can continue delivering to the business at higher and higher levels. When you have employees like this that are running low on motivation, it's going to take more energy from you to keep them going. More time, more energy, and more resources to maintain that engagement. What you really want is a self-motivated individual. Someone who's leaning into their work, not only engaged, but motivated to push their work forward to greater and greater levels. Now, a self-motivated individual, they're propelled by an internal desire to grow, to achieve, looking for opportunities to become their best self. It's that internal drive. Now, the key to this, or I guess the secret, is that there could be external inspiration that drives that internal desire. Now, that inspiration can, of course, come from you. Maybe it's a show of gratitude, a show of appreciation. Maybe it's recognizing the effort, the energy that they're putting into their work. That source of inspiration is going to help drive that internal motivation. The best way to inspire self-motivation within individuals is to understand what inspires them, what gets them excited about their work, and find ways to show or give that inspiration. Again, either through appreciation or by sculpting a work plan where they get to do the things that really light them up, that really excite them. That's going to inspire them to continue to drive forward, being not only engaged in the work that they're doing, but being motivated to stretch to higher and higher levels, growing themselves on a personal level while growing the business as well. I can remember when I was working with a client in the Fortune 100, and they had an employee in their organization that had been in a role, and of course they were delivering their results, they were achieving everything they needed to do in their work plan, but they kind of sensed they were just going through the motion. They were engaged, but not necessarily motivated. Well, going through an organizational restructure, they were able to identify a role that they felt that individual was better suited for, and they actually collaborated with that individual to make sure that role was something that they could get jazzed about. As soon as that person got into that role, it's like a switch had flipped. Not only were they engaged, but they were trying to find ways to make the role even bigger, to deliver even more to the business. They were coming into the office earlier and they were staying later because they were just jazzed about the work that they're doing. When we can identify work that really lights an individual up, where they feel driven to deliver, like truly motivated to deliver the work, that's that self-motivation that can drive breakthrough innovation, breakthrough results, and breakthrough growth on a personal level. So now that you're well versed on the difference between employee engagement and employee motivation, I actually have a gift for you. I want to share with you the latest research that we did, my company, Change Enthusiasm Global, in partnership with a leading research institution. The research was all around change and emotion in the workplace, and notably how to motivate and inspire individuals when you're going through change or going through growth. And it contains things that your employees are probably thinking, but not telling you, not even in your all-employee survey. And I want to gift that to you today. All you got to do is click the link below, and you'll get our full research white paper filled with the insights, the data, and the research to help you become successful in growing through even your most difficult change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.